Here's one way that I cut my electric and gas bills. If the weather's bad, I hang my clothes and laundry inside the house. Some people don't like this in my living room, but I don't really care. I don't have much company over anyways, and as soon as I'm done, I put the lines away and nobody even knows that I even hang my clothes here. I can show you how I take my lines and roll them up and put them away, and they're very easy to take up and down. But you don't have to do it in your living room like I do. I'm kind of different here. A lot of people do it in their basement like my mom used to. But if it's nice, I hang them outside. And you can do that all year round as long as it's not raining or heavily snowing. But if you don't feel like going outside, you can hang them inside too. So I'll show you how I do the lines inside so that I can take them down and then nobody even knows that I hang my clothes here. So I'll go to that and show you how that works. Now I have 4 separate lines. I bought these holders for the line. I believe I got them at Walmart, but I don't remember exactly, but you can find them anywhere. And it's just regular clothesline. And then I got a tensioner here, which I bought off of Amazon, and you can find them quite a few places like hardware stores and stuff like that. So when I'm done, I just roll it up on here and I put them in a cabinet and put them away. And I'll put this one up and then I'll show you how this tensioner works. I just hook the one end on the hook and then I pull this end over to the tensioner, and then you pull the line through to tighten it up. So I'll show you how that tensioner works in just a second here. So I'll show you how I do the lines here. You just undo your line off your line holder and hang both ends up, and then once you got it in place, you just pull on this right here, and that puts tension on your line and it holds it and it makes it nice and snug. And then when you want to undo your line, you just push on this part right here, just pull this out and it'll undo it, and then put it back on, just pull it again, and it's real easy. It takes a little bit to get used to, but it's not bad. It's very simple, easy to take on and off. So that's one way that I save money, by drying my clothes outside and inside. Here's my clothesline setup outside. I have the same setup on the lines with the tensioners. I don't remove the lines outside, but I do have to retension them every once in a while. They get loose. So nothing special, just 2 poles, 4 lines, and it works out about right for me and one person. If you're 2 people, you might want to put 2 pairs up or make it longer. But it works out good for me. So this is my outside setup for my clothes dryings. Okay, this is another thing I did around my house. I replaced all my standard bulbs with LED bulbs, except for, of course, where I had fluorescent bulbs, because there's no LED bulbs replacement for them, the style that I have. But all the regular bulbs I replaced with LED bulbs, and that cut back quite a bit of energy. Here's some more examples. This lamp actually has a 3-way LED bulb in it, so they do make 3-way LED bulbs. The ceiling fan also has an LED bulb in it. Bathroom light has a LED bulb in it also, where the heater is. Entranceway light has an LED bulb in it. All the basement lights are LED bulbs, and all the other rooms are LED bulbs. One thing that I did forget about until about a year later, an LED bulb that I did forget, which most of you might forget also, I'll show you where that is right now. That's right here. It's inside my refrigerator. The only reason I did happen to think about it is mine burned out, and I went to the store to get a replacement one, and then I noticed they had LED bulbs especially for that. So that's got an LED bulb in it now also. Okay, now I'm going to move on to there and show you what that is next. On everything I have plugged in, I have on and off switches. So as soon as I'm done using them, I turn the switch off, and that shuts anything off that constantly, certain appliances draw a constant draw all the time. Sometimes, not just appliances, but like VCRs and stuff like that, because they have maybe a clock in them or something that holds memory. And sometimes they always have a draw, and they're always drawing electricity even when you're not using them. So I always use these switches with on and off switch on them, and I switch them off. It took a little while to get in the habit. I'd forget at first, but now it just comes automatic. That's the first thing I do, and after I'm done using something, I just flip the switch and it's off. And they don't draw no more electricity when the switch is flipped. So when I do that, that does also, as you can see here, let's see here, on the stove, you can see my clock is black. It's not working. Same thing over here. My microwave should have a clock on that top black square right there, and it's black. So I don't have a clock on my microwave and my stove. I don't need two clocks right next to each other. Actually three, because I got one on the wall. So I just use the one on the wall, and I shut these other two off. There ain't no use stuff like that drawing electricity. You don't need three clocks right in one spot. So there's my clock up there, and that's what I use for a clock. In areas like this where there's a lot of cords in one area and everything can be shut off all at one time, I'll use a power strip like this, and just one flick of the switch and everything is totally off. No more drawing electricity when I'm not using it. Okay, this is the last thing that I did to save electricity. I installed this timer on my hot water heater. This was a little bit harder thing to do. You might, if you do it, you might want to have an electrician do it. I did it myself. It took me a little bit, but I got it accomplished. Had to look at a video or two on YouTube and stuff to figure out how to do it. It was a little tricky setting the timer. Some of that is because I got some pretty strange hours, and that was a little bit hard to get accomplished, but I got it set pretty good now. And people said that this wouldn't work, and that after you shut it off, it's going to take more electricity to warm it back up, but that has proven to be untrue. This probably actually made the most difference of all my savings, because it really doesn't take that much to heat back up, because the tanks are so well insulated nowadays, the hot water tanks. So it made the biggest difference of all the things that I did. So I'd have to recommend this thing. It's worked pretty well, and there's lots of different ones on the market. You have to do your own investigating to see what would work best for you. But it does work. I think what uses the most is if it is staying on and you're gone away from home and it's kicking on and off all the time to maintain temperature. It's best just to leave it off while you're gone, and this will leave it off. And then when you come back home or shortly before, it'll kick back up and just kick it right back up to where it's supposed to be. And it works, so I have to say it works. I was skeptical at first too, but it did work. Okay, I almost forgot. This is another thing that I did is I removed the old thermostat and I put a programmable thermostat in. This was a pretty big improvement also. I would say this is probably almost the second best. I'd say the water heater timer was probably the most, made the most difference. This would probably be the second. And I'm sure it saved me a lot of LP gas and also electric bills, because the fan ain't running when I'm not home because it's turned down low. So I'm not sure exactly how much in LP gas I saved, because I don't buy it by the month. I have an LP tank and I just fill it up when it's empty. So, but I have been using less, but I can't exactly give you a monthly, how much less per month I'm using, because it's not done by the month, but it has made a difference. Okay, so I would say on the average per month it was roughly around anywhere from $10 to $20 savings. There was a couple months where it was equal, and a couple months where maybe it was just like a couple dollars over what it was the previous year. That was due to probably weather conditions, because we got a lot colder weather than we did the year before. But I definitely can see a big improvement. It's a little bit hard to track, but I can tell by my bills that it's a big improvement. My LP gas bills has been less. I buy that just when it gets empty. I have a 1,000-gallon tank, and so I can't really tell you exactly how much savings per month it is, like I said before, but I can tell you that I've gone more months without filling up. So it has made a lot in savings, especially in the LP gas with the timer on the programmable thermostat on the furnace. So between the LP gas and the furnace, I definitely am saving anywhere from $10 to $20 a month. So I hope you like this video. Give me a thumbs up if you do, and I hope to see more of you around. I hope you like my videos and keep watching them. Thank you for joining.